Before luxury SUVs, before touchscreens, before comfort became more important than character, there was a vehicle that didn't care how you looked inside it. It only cared about one thing: can you survive? This vehicle crossed deserts without roads. It climbed mountains without maps. It worked for farmers, soldiers, explorers, and rescue teams. And when it was launched, people didn't just want it, they trusted it. This wasn't just a car, it was a tool, a companion, a symbol of strength. This is the story of the Land Rover Defender, a machine that became part of history itself. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore classic vehicles, forgotten engineering, and machines that defined their time. Today's story is not about speed, not about luxury, not about technology. It's about purpose. It's about a vehicle that didn't change the world by being perfect, but by being reliable. Let's go back to where it all began. The story of the Land Rover Defender starts after World War II. The world was rebuilding. People needed strong tools, simple machines, vehicles that could work anywhere. Britain needed a utility vehicle that could support agriculture, industry, and recovery. Something simple, something tough, something repairable. Luxury was not the goal. Survival was. And that need gave birth to what would later become the Defender. The earliest Land Rovers were built with whatever materials were available. Steel was expensive, so engineers used aluminum, not for style, but because it was practical. The body was flat, panels were simple, everything was easy to fix. This wasn't poor design, this was honest engineering. Every part had a reason to exist. For many years, the Defender wasn't even called Defender. It was just a Land Rover. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. Farmers used it daily. The military trusted it. Explorers depended on it. It became part of daily life in places where roads didn't exist. Slowly, quietly, a reputation was being built. The Land Rover didn't stay in Britain. It went everywhere. Africa, Australia, Middle East, Asia. Wherever there were harsh climates, rough terrain, impossible conditions, you would find a Land Rover. Not because it was fast, not because it was comfortable, but because it would always come back. When later versions evolved into what we now call the Defender, something changed. People didn't just see it as a tool anymore. They saw it as a statement, a lifestyle, a symbol of toughness. Owning one meant something. When it launched in many regions, demand was high, waiting lists were long. People wanted it because it represented freedom. The Defender never tried to look modern. Boxy shape, flat panels, exposed hinges, everything screamed, "I am here to work." The design didn't change much because it didn't need to. And that consistency made it iconic. You could recognize a Defender from far away. Under the body, the Defender was simple. Ladder frame chassis, solid axles, mechanical systems, no complicated electronics. That meant easy repairs, field maintenance, long life. If something broke, you could fix it. That reliability created emotional attachment. People trusted this vehicle with their lives. The list is long. Farmers, military units, police forces, rescue teams, wildlife conservationists, even royal families. The Defender didn't care who you were. It treated everyone the same, as long as you respected it. In deserts, Defenders carried supplies across endless sand. In mountains, they climbed where no road existed. In floods, they saved lives. These weren't marketing stories. These were real stories told by people who depended on it. Let's be honest, the Defender was loud, rough, and uncomfortable. Long drives were tiring, cabins were basic, but buyers didn't complain because they didn't buy it for comfort, they bought it for confidence. While other cars evolved quickly, the Defender stayed familiar. Why? Because changing it too much would break trust. Land Rover understood this. They improved slowly, carefully, never forgetting what the vehicle was meant to do. Eventually, the world changed. Safety regulations increased, emissions laws tightened, customer expectations shifted. The Defender struggled to adapt, not because it was bad, but because the world no longer allowed such simplicity. When classic Defender production ended, it wasn't just a business decision. It felt like the end of an era. People were emotional, because this wasn't just a car leaving the market, it was a piece of history. Even today, classic Defenders are loved. They are restored, preserved, respected. Values are rising, but more than money, they carry stories. Because the Defender reminds us of a time when machines were built to last, when design followed purpose, when trust mattered more than comfort. The Land Rover Defender was never perfect, but it was honest. And sometimes honesty creates the strongest bond of all. If you enjoy calm, nostalgic stories about legendary vehicles, subscribe to the channel. And tell us in the comments, where would you take a classic Defender?